next presenter, Connor Wilson, now a rising sixth grader, was not quite 9 years old when he sat down to write his first book, A Giant Pencil. Today, Connor is the youngest traditionally published fiction writer in America. Connor loves skateboarding, playing video games, and fishing, and he's a devoted big brother to his little brother and sister, to whom he dedicated his first book. Connor lives in Southwest Florida with his family. When not busy being a regular kid, Connor is hard at work on his next book. Please welcome Connor Wilson.
Hi, I'm Connor Wilson, the author of the children's book, A Giant Pencil. I really want to thank TEDxYouth for having me here to share my story with other kids. It's so cool to be here with all these people who have done amazing things. Like I said, my name is Connor. I'm 12 years old, and when I was 11, my book was released last August. I live here in Tampa, and now I'm in 6th grade. Basically, I'm just like everyone else my age. I just had a dream and decided to go for it. I like the same things as a lot of other 6th graders. Obviously, I love to make up stories and write them. But I hate editing, and I've learned that's true for most writers. I play basketball, and I'm on the JV team at my school. We won our first game on Friday, by the way, so go Warriors. I could skateboard every day and never get bored. I love it. I like to fish, and like most kids, I play more video games than I should. I have an awesome little brother and sister, and actually really like playing with them. Oh yeah, I'm kind of learning to scuba dive, but it's actually a little scary. Here's me doing stuff I like, and my brother Jack and sister Emma. Did I mention I love to skateboard? In other words, I'm just like you. So why did I write a book? I've always liked to make up stories and write them down. I read picture books when I was little and made stories out of them and read them to my parents. I would always do great when we had to write stories in school, but my teachers always used mine as an example, which I hated because it was so embarrassing. Also, my dad is a writer. He writes books, and I love talking to him about his stories. So one day I kind of thought, why not try and write a book like my dad does? I told my dad, and he was super cool about it. He told me that he believed I could do it if I tried hard and didn't give up. He said I just had to believe I could do it. All my friends and family helped me believe in myself and telling me they thought my stories were great. All of that made me believe I could do it. Of course, my mom helped me believe in myself. So I just did it. I didn't really tell anyone what I was doing, not even my dad, after he told me he thought I could. I wanted to write it on my own, and also worried, like, what if I tell everyone and then I can't do it or my story isn't any good? So I wrote a little bit every day, 3 to 4 times a week. In about 3 months, my first book, A Giant Pencil, was done. I showed it to my dad, and he totally freaked out and told me it was awesome. He said he thought I could even get it published. So my dad helped me edit the story and sent it to some publishers. And we waited. There's a lot of waiting when you're a writer. It's really hard to wait on something. The first few publishers finally got back to us, and they loved it, but they thought it was too long for a picture book. So, more editing. And then more waiting. It took a whole year. Just before I turned 11, we heard back from Weaving Dreams Publishing in Chicago. They wanted to publish my book. I couldn't believe it. A real publishing contract. Here's me signing my contract just after I turned 11. You can tell I'm happy. Then more waiting. We had to do some more editing, gross. And then work with the illustrator, a really cool girl named Melissa Machete who went to school at University of Tampa. We designed a website and then we waited. It It was a whole year from when I signed my contract till the book was released. Publishers have to work the schedule out around a bunch of books. In my case, they worked it around my birthday too. So I was still 11 when it was published, and that made me the youngest traditionally published fiction writer in America, which I never expected and was totally cool. Here's the cover of my book. The big day finally came, and we had our launch at the Glazer Children's Museum here in Tampa. It was so cool. I was really nervous, but once we got it going, it was pretty easy. I had to read to the kids, and they came, and I had to sign books for them. My hand got so tired because I signed way over 100 books. We sold out in the first hour and had to cut the event short. Here's the sign that was up at the museum about my book. Pretty cool. I still have it in my room at home. Here's some pictures from the launch. It was an awesome day. Like I said, it was totally cool. It was my favorite event so far, though I've done a bunch more since then. It turns out people loved the book. It started selling really well. The next thing I knew, I was being asked for interviews on radio, TV, newspapers, and blogs. I even got to be on Fox 13 here in Tampa on the Good Day show, which was fun. I also started getting reviews of my book, and it seemed like everyone loved it. It felt really good. And then school started. It was time to get back to real life. I learned that 6th grade was much harder than elementary. I have tons of homework, I have basketball practice every day, and I have hard tests, but my friends and family are still the same, and that's what matters most. I still have to find time as life as a writer. I learned that after the launch, the real work starts. I have to keep up with my blog, and I have to do interviews and signings. A few weeks ago, me and my dad went on a book tour in Virginia, and I did 7 appearances in 2 days, which was insane. It was crazy, especially since I had to do schoolwork on the plane or in the evening so I can keep up. My favorite thing is going to schools and talking to kids all about all that has happened and all I have learned. So what have I learned? Well, I learned that writing is the easy part of writing. The hard part is editing. Do you get the feeling I don't like editing? Queries, promotions, and appearances are all work too. It's all fun, well, except editing. But it's a lot of work to manage your time. I also learned you have to be yourself. People kind of want to know who you really are when you meet them. I also learned that kids rule. Kids really can do anything, even though grown-ups sometimes don't believe we can do amazing things. If you have a big dream, you can do it, but only if you believe you can do it. Doing big things is hard work, but also really fun. You can never give up. Kids have a crazy good imagination, way better than most grown-ups. Imagination is what we do, so we have to use it. Don't let anyone tell you can't achieve your dreams. You just have to do it. Remember, kids rule. Thank you so much. You can find me at my website to learn more about me or even send me a note. It's www.thegiantpencil.com.